friends. Today I am going to be showing you all of the epic 1970s clothing I have been picking up. For some reason, I've just been stumbling upon so many different 1970s pieces that I felt like it needed a moment of its own. Like, I can't keep showing these just in random hauls. Also, yes, I have on fake nails right now. Why? I don't know. I had this moment of just feeling like I really wanted to try nails. Never been a nail person, but I kind of feel like going into 2024, one of the things that I wanted to focus on the most for some weird reason is my nails. Before we jump into trying on all these clothes though, I just wanted to pop on and say a really quick thank you for just this whole year in general. I feel like this is obviously the time that most YouTubers sit down and reflect, but I hear YouTubers talk about, you know, oh, like we have such a good community going, or like, I just love this community of people. It never really dawned on me until just recently that I feel like that has kind of started to happen, at least in my personal world. I get the feeling that feeling started to creep up in me when I mentioned my age on here, which was one of the weirdest things for me because I remember when I first started YouTube, I want to say I was 34, and I felt like I had already passed the age of like being able to make it happen. I know that's an effed up thing to say, and I like kind of want to go back in time and just be like, yo, 34-year-old self, like, shut up, just shut up. Like, don't do that to yourself. But it's true. I think there was this level of anxiety that I had almost around the concept of starting making YouTube content in my 30s. And then now to be 37, and to talk so openly about it, I even remember at one point thinking, maybe I'll just be ambiguous with my age. Like, never really say exactly how old I am, and that'll just kind of be my thing. People can guess all they want. And then I realized that's like such a disservice to women and the aging process. Since I've started talking about my age, I realized there's this new sense of community that I feel like I'm building. Like, people are sharing their age with me and sharing kind of like how they feel about the aging process. It is just so cool just to see people of all different ages kind of come together and be passionate about the same thing. I think that's the coolest part of it all. Fashion is a really weird space to be in. On one side of the spectrum, it feels almost like shallow and not something that people encourage others to talk about in a weird way. And then on the flip side, it feels so empowering and so life-changing to embrace the fact that like, this is something that we do every single day. We should have fun with it, and we should celebrate people who use it as an art form. I feel like ever since I've started talking about my age, it's really opened me up to the fact that, one, this is a lifetime thing. So whether you're in your early 20s or you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, it doesn't matter. At one point in time, I saw a 92-year-old thrift shopping, and she was scoring some of the best stuff at Savers. I guess at the end of it, I just am really thankful for the audience that I have started to grow. I just think it is so cool to kind of feel like I'm like finding myself and finding a lot of what I want to represent, diving deeper into what I can create and like what kind of message I want to convey. I guess those are my end of the year thoughts, I think, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just really glad that I like opened up that can of worms, I guess, in a weird way. I think it's been kind of fun to read some of your guys' comments. I think I read too much into the fact that like I am in my late 30s and I kind of am still playing around with fashion, but I think that's gonna hold true for every decade of my life that I approach. Speaking of decades though, let's kickstart this 1970s haul because my goodness, look at this dress. It is so like ethereal almost, I wanna say. Just look at the lurex detail on this. It is stunning, absolutely stunning. It's not really built for someone 5'1", so if I wanted to keep it, I would have to take it up, but I'm actually not gonna keep this dress. This deserves to find the perfect 1970s lover home. You guys know how I feel about Lurex. I gravitate towards it so much. It is one of my favorite types of fabric to find. There's just something to be said about a good Lurex piece. Now this next one is a 1970s or maybe 1960s number, but I just wanted to show you guys the tag on this because it is so freaking cool. Sad part is it is missing a belt, so that's kind of a bummer. We can always improvise. You know, the one mistake that they made from this decade though was the no pockets. The lack of pockets. This would have been perfect if it had pockets. Did she need the tall boots instead? No, no. No. Still no. Moving on now to what I would say is probably one of my best finds ever to date. And I don't say that lightly because I have found a lot of really cool shit. These 1970s high-waisted bell bottoms. They are so freaking good. They do have some flaws. For instance, they are missing the tassel on one side. They do have a small bleach mark right there. But you know what? Nothing's perfect when you shop in past decades. But to go along with it, I think this beautiful embroidered pointed collar, that's always something that I look for. Gotta have the pointed collar. Button-up blouse. Look at the embroidery detail on it. So good. This is a masterpiece. I totally understand people who have like dedicated style decades. There are some people who will only dress in 1970s or 1960s or whatever. My goodness, if anybody dresses strictly in the 1930s, hats off to you because that has got to be nearly impossible. I mean, the legs on this. I actually already filmed a reel with these pants, so I've had them for a while, so I'm kind of surprised that I haven't shown them in a video yet. These are actually something that are not going to stay in my personal wardrobe. As much as I love them, they are fantastic. I mean, look at the back of these. They are so good. Like that pocket detail, oh my gosh. Then you talk about the collar on this, that right there. That's something that I look for specifically in shirts. I actually have another 1970s piece that I want to show you guys that is in my personal wardrobe. This piece I'm selling, but I have a plaid 1970s piece that has the same collar. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Okay, first off, little label love. Gotta love that. So good. I mean, this collar, pointed collars. They're the bee's knees. Let's say that since we're in a 1970s theme right now. They are the bee's knees. Okay, you know what's gonna look so darn good with this whole set? A long leather jacket. The last video that I put up, I hinted that I found these two. I knew once I found these, I had to do a dedicated 1970s video because this just completed all of the looks that I've been thrifting lately. Like this was the icing on the cake. It is the creme de la creme. The piece de la resistance. They're amazing. Just wait for it because these are good. Thank goodness for these really tall boots because this outfit would not work without some really long heels. Thank goodness for these. Here's the thing with these types of jackets. You can find them, but they very rarely have the attached belt to them. For some reason, that's something that always gets lost in the sauce. So thankfully, we have the belt for this bad boy. What makes this jacket even better, in my humble opinion, is have you guys seen the latest Doctor Who? This is the Doctor Who jacket. This is his jacket. What a beautiful masterpiece this is. And then you pop out the collar. I have it all. The whole entire look is complete. Say no more. I have done it. The best part was I didn't find one long line duster jacket. I found two. The other one's like a rich, buttery, soft leather, whereas this one, still soft, but it's that almost, I mean, it's loud, like you can hear it. This is one of those, the more it gets lived in, the better. Buckle detail, whew, sheesh. Also, for anybody interested or specifically looking for maybe their own leather jacket at the thrift store, these pieces will be up for sale. But if you really want to thrift something, I actually do not recommend when you're going through the jackets, don't look at the tags, because most of the time the tags are down here. This one isn't a perfect example, although it does have a tag down at the very bottom right here that's like the little care tag, but that's how you can tell. Most of the tags are going to be down on this side of the jacket, so don't pay too much attention to up here. I mean, you can definitely still find pieces that have it, but a lot of times I think people skip on vintage jackets because they don't realize that the tags are down here. The more you know. This one is literally the coquette lace detail of my dreams. I cannot believe how beautiful this piece is. With the bows, the ruffles, the embroidery. Oh my goodness. I still am just in awe of how beautiful this piece is. I think it went probably with a nightgown of some kind, but oh my gosh. Where has this piece been all of my life? It is just, the shoulders, I think the shoulders is the best part. It was so unassuming. Like when I saw it on the hanger, I thought the best part was gonna be the bows, but when I got it on and realized how exaggerated the shoulders are, that instantly became the best part. Now, also admittedly, this might be early 80s based on the tag. I hope it's 1970s. You know this haul would not be complete without some kind of an epic 1970s cardigan. Holy smokes. I've talked about it before. The Marilyn Monroe cardigan has always been on my bucket list of items to find. I've also talked about in the past the Dude cardigan, the Big Lebowski cardigan. This one is going in my personal collection. I've already worn it a handful of times because it has just been so perfect for Florida weather, with it being like just a little bit crispy cold. Rounded out with the very last piece. This is one of those, gang's all here. We got the calico floral, we got the cabbage floral, and then we got the classic stripes. Like 1970s faded stripes. There's something to be said about that. So cute. I love anything with this combination of floral. Like there is something to be said about calico and cabbage print. So good. And just like that, I am back in my sweatpants. I would absolutely love it if down below you guys shared some content creators that are maybe like 35 plus that are in the fashion sphere, that maybe make you feel a little less anxiety in the aging beauty fashion realm. I think I'm just happy to be in a spot where I feel comfortable sharing how old I am. I think when I was in my early 30s, I never would have dreamed of doing that, but now being in my late 30s, I'm like, yeah, it just feels right. I think it's just something that we should all be comfortable and striving to talk more about, because as somebody said in my comment section just recently, aging is a blessing. It's not something that everybody gets to experience. So we should be happy and thankful to be here. Long-winded rant about how happy and thankful I am to have you guys here with me. It has been a wonderful year, and I know this is a little bit late being put up because we're past the New Year's, but I just want to say thank you. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. I'm excited to see where this next year brings me on YouTube, and hopefully lots more 70s, 80s, 90s, Y2K, maybe some 1930s pieces. That would be freaking epic. I'd be stoked to have that. But yeah, let's keep trying on clothes and having fun with playing dress up. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys are new around here, I might have a couple extra videos for you right here and right here, and I will see you in the next one. Happy New Year.